The stand-up strike movement is not just about the big three. Everywhere, UAW members in the working class are ready to stand up against corporate greed and stand up for our communities.
And those communities include Mid-Michigan. 2 local GM plants have been called to strike by the UAW. Today at noon, workers walked off the job at the GM Flint Processing Center in Swartz Creek and the Davison Road Processing Center in Burton.
The union's president says talks with Ford are progressing well, but GM and Stellantis rejected the UAW's proposals for cost of living increases, profit sharing, and job security, which led him to call for more strikes for those 2 of the big 3. TV5's James Felton joins us live from GM's Davison Road Processing Center with what he's seen so far today. James?
At this hour, the strike continues here in Burton. I want you to take a look behind me right now. The UAW members are manning each gate here at GM's Davison Road Processing Center as the strike continues. And when these members found out this morning that they were going, they were ready.
It feels good because we are here fighting for what we deserve.
GM employee Jair Lee talking about being part of the strike at GM's Davison Road Processing Center in Burton.
We're going to stay on strike. Like they said, record profits, record contracts. We deserve it.
Rebecca Goriel agrees, saying it's time for GM to share more of their wealth.
There's people that are still struggling out there, even working for the big 3. You can't even afford to buy our own vehicles.
And when word came down this morning that the strike was on, Jesse James and members of UAW Local 651 were energized.
As soon as our president decided to say that we were going out on strike at noon, there was a big cheer and we all clapped our hands and we all hugged and we all was happy because we know that we're doing this for the right reasons.
UAW Region 1D Director Steve Dawes came to show his support for what could be a long strike.
Our members are better prepared for this day than they have been any other time we've struck. And our local union leadership has done a great job doing that. You hear the memberships, they're engaged, they're fired up. And look, we're just looking for a fair shake.
The mayor of Burton, Dwayne Haskins, also made an appearance to stand united with those wearing red.
They need to know that, us middle class people have always struggled. I've worked 3 and 4 jobs my whole life. And I understand, with the cost of everything going up and how things have moved, that to be able to keep up with that cost, there has to be a fair and equitable contract given so that people can still survive and live in this day and age. It's tough.
For his part, Lee has a message for his union brothers and sisters that are fighting for what they call a fair contract.
Fight on. We're going to get what we deserve. All we got to do is stay out here and do what we got to do.